Now, we are not allowed to report on someone's behalf if those pages are scamable, yung mga social media companies, particularly Meta. Thank you.
Chair, short comment lang, Mr. Chair. I just would like to give a short comment.
Sige.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I also echo yung pagpapanagot sa kabagalan ng mga social media platforms dahil nga sila naman supposedly yung nakaka-regulate kung sino yung mga gumagawa ng accounts pero halimbawa, Mr. Chair, lalo na kapag may init na issue, yung mga supporters talaga, yung mga diehard na mga supporters, halimbawa ng Vice Presidente, grabe agad mag-bounce, tapos kung i-check yung Facebook account, fresh lang kakagawa, tapos ang pangalan halatang gawa-gawa, tapos lock pa yung account, Mr. Chair. So kapag ganun, halata talaga na hindi yun mga totoong tao na merong disagreement doon sa ating mga opinion. Kasi kung totoong tao, nakakausap natin sa mga house to house, iba yung pagtingin nila sa pagtingin natin, okay lang yun, bahagi ng demokrasya. Pero yung pag-manufacture ng public opinion para palabasin nila na sila yung may mayorya ng suporta ng tao at gamit nila ay yung mga account sa Facebook, mali talaga yon. Ang isang bagay lang, Mr. Chair, na sa bahagi natin ay iba yung pagtingin natin ay yung dun sa SIM card registration. While I appreciate yung efforts naman ng ating mga organizations at may mga bagay naman na pinagkakasundoan natin, pero kung sa bahagi lang po ng SIM card registration, kasi tayo sa Kabataan Party List, we voted no to that kasi alam natin mag-a-arise pa rin talaga yung mga paraan para ikutan ang pag-abuso ng mga SIM cards. In fact, Mr. Chair, merong mga troll farms na yung itsura hindi na lang tao yung mga nagla-like, nagsishare. May nakita tayo, Mr. Chair, na lumitaw din online na pagbulgar sa ano na yung itsura ng mga ganitong troll farms. Wala nang tao, Mr. Chair, halimbawa ganito yung cellphone. Tapos meron lang silang improvised na mini machine na yung ginagawa. Hindi nga tao, Mr. Chair, parang plastic lang na magsa-swipe up, tapos magla-like, tapos swipe up, tapos magla-like, tapos swipe up, magla-like. So ganun, Mr. Ganun na ka-sophisticated. Kaya kesa mag-focus dun sa merely targeting sino yung mga gumagamit ng mga SIM cards for bad purposes, tumbukin na talaga natin yung mga troll farms. Lalo kung may ma-identify tayo, dapat na ma-raid na yung mga yun, Mr. Chair, para tumigil na once and for all itong mga ugat ng pag-abuso ng paggamit ng mga online platforms. Yun lang, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is from SWS, Ms. Linda Guerrero. You have to say anything?
Magandang hapon po, Mr. Chair. I am not Linda Guerrero, although she is here with me. But I am from Social Weather Stations. I'm the Vice President. Ms. Linda Guerrero sent an email or message yesterday indicating that I may be the one to represent po. But nonetheless, she is here.
You have the floor.
Okay. We understand that we are asked to be here because in the news there was mention of a congressman citing the SWS survey and saying that in our third quarter survey we did not include his name. That's why we are here. But in Social Weather Stations, I'd like to say that we have been in doing research for almost 40 years. We were established in 1985. We used to conduct surveys on a semi-annual basis. Now we are conducting surveys on a national basis. Of course, that frequency varies depending on the requirement. But in the surveys that we do, we measure or monitor many things: local government performance, self-rated poverty, quality of life, poverty, hunger, among the different issues. And now, given that it's election season, there are times when we have conducted electoral surveys. And if those surveys are released publicly by whoever sponsored the survey, we, based on the Code of Ethics of the World Association for Public Opinion Research, we release the certain requirements. They include, among others, what the survey period is, what the particular questions are, who commissioned the surveys, and specifically what the results are. So all the official releases of SWS are in our website, www.sws.org.ph, including the one mentioned by the congressman. Yun po. And we also have a warning in our website saying that it could be na dahil election season na, may mga pagkakataon na may lumalabas di umano na election surveys na gawa ng SWS, pero ang sinasabi po namin, kung ang survey na sinasabi niyon ay wala sa website ng SWS, ay hindi po kami magbibigay ng komento dahil lahat po ng official releases ng SWS ay nasa aming website. Yun lamang po, sir.
Thank you. And last but not the least, we have Ms. Juliet Havillana of the Philippine Daily Inquirer. You have the floor, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon po. We earlier sent a letter po to the joint committees stating our initial position. But with your permission po, I'll cite a few points. The Philippine Daily Inquirer po is primarily a print news publication, and therefore we felt that our expertise on social media regulation is limited. However, we are happy to be here, no matter how humble our contribution might be, because we believe that this is an important venue to address a very critical challenge of our time. So, Mr. Chair, the inquiry would like to reiterate our commitment to the pursuit of truth as the fundamental mission of journalism and our essential role in a democracy. And we do that through a very clear set of editorial policies and guidelines. And we also wanted to show transparency and accountability to our readers. Like there's KBP for broadcast networks, print news publications, we also are members of alliances like the Philippine Press Institute. We subscribe to the Journalists Code of Ethics, and the Inquirer in particular is a active member of the World Association of News Publishers, which advocate press freedom and quality journalism. And we are also a member of the Panata Contra Fake News Anti-Disinformation Campaign led by GMA Network. And through that, we would like to do our part in combating disinformation. And so, Mr. Chair, we are one with the joint committee in a noble objective of fighting disinformation and fake news because of their adverse impact on individuals, institutions, and public discourse. As pointed out in the privileged speech of Representative Robert A. Swarbers, and as you pointed out, Mr. Chair, in your opening statement, the media industry globally is also grappling with this information because with disinformation and even targeted attacks, Mr. Chair, which are amplified on social media and via algorithms or troll farms. This affects public trust in news organizations and makes the digital space not ideal or safe venue for public discourse. We have seen in the US how Elon Musk, for example, is using his platform to disparage the professional media, of course, along with the US president. And in the Philippines, we've seen how the media was targeted during the previous administration. But we also take important note about the committee's commitment to upholding press freedom, as Congressman Barbers has repeatedly said during this hearing that this is not about suppressing freedom, and we take note of this commitment in the House resolution to uphold our press freedoms, and we humbly submit, Your Honor, that any regulation or amendments to our laws must not be used to infringe on our fundamental freedoms, to stifle dissent necessary in a healthy democracy, or to foster a climate of fear. And we know, we're conscious that the committee is conscious about the thin line between regulation and suppression of press, freedom of expression and of the press. However, we do recognize, Your Honor, Mr. Chair, that we have enough laws that need better enforcement, but also there is a need to update some of our laws because of the emergence of newer technologies like AI or deepfakes that can be used to produce harmful content. And we believe also, we share in the, I think the consensus here is we see a need for more gatekeeping and better accountability from big technology companies. Google, Meta, TikTok, because those are the platforms that are used by a majority of Filipinos. And because the spread of disinformation and propaganda can endanger not just individuals but national security, as for example in the West Philippine Sea issue, and undermine our democracy, for example, during elections. In ending, Mr. Chair, ultimately we believe in promoting better public awareness and education as the more effective weapon to counter disinformation and cybercrimes. And we thank the committees for consulting the different sectors to address this problem. Many people remain unaware of cybercrime risks and their rights under the laws, and the government must conduct cybersecurity awareness campaigns and promote digital literacy in schools to create a more responsible future generations of Filipinos. Of course, the private sector and especially professional media organizations were also doing our part. For example, in the Inquirer, aside from countering disinformation, Your Honor, and trying to report the truth as much as we can, we also have long-running programs like Read Along and Ink Eskwela with our public school students to develop their love for reading and also to develop their critical thinking abilities. And we'll do our share, Mr. Chair, for whatever expertise that
and also senatorial candidate. Gusto ko lang din pong sabihin kasi po dito po pangalawang hearing na po natin ito ng fake news at maganda po itong ginagawa natin. Maganda po ma-define po natin mismo ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng fake news Kasi po yung simple na criticism minsan ay sinasabi na po na fake news. Kailan ba nauso itong term na fake news? Kailan ba siya sumipa? I believe it was 2015, 2016 nung panahon na naging presidente si Duterte and also Trump. Si President Trump, pag sa Amerika po, lahat ng balita na hindi pabor sa kanya, ang tawag na niya fake news. Diba? Sa akin po, hindi po ganun Maganda maihiwalay po natin kung ano yung criticism na pwedeng gawin ng kahit sino, protected by free speech, and yung mga statements na libelous talaga at nakakasira talaga. Gusto ko pong isite din yung example after nung unang hearing po natin ng TRICOM. The following day, nagkaroon ng impeachment. Merong isang lumabas na page pretending to be congressman na Lord Dansuan. The working congressman yung pangalan ng page. Tapos naglabas siya ng statement kung saan parang pinapalabas na para yung pirma doon sa impeachment merong kapalit na ganitong proyekto kung anuman. So ito po ay sinabi na ni Attorney Suan na fake news after some time. Pero ang problema po, kumalat na po yung post na yon, umabot sa 100,000 reacts. Ang dami nang nakakita, ang dami nang naniwala na merong ganong klaseng issue o may ganong klaseng pangyayari. By the time na nakasagot na si Congressman Suan, sinabi niya fake news yan, that page is fake. Sobrang dami na po nakakita. Milyon na po yung nakakita. At yung kanyang explanation ay dahil maliit lang yung kanyang page, ay konti lang yung nakakita. I think yun po yung isang example ng fake news na talagang delikado at kailangan tutukan po natin Yung pong mga simpleng kritisismo, yung mga simpleng yan po ay kasama sa ating freedom of speech. Kaya po I would once again want to reiterate yung pong aking panawagan para sa isang 24/7 na fake news monitoring office. Kasi sa ngayon po, wala kang pwedeng sumbungan kung may makita kang tingin mo ay fake news Maganda po sana merong opisina under sa isang sa DICT o sa Office of the President o kung saan man na pwede pong tignan. Pag meron pong lumabas, may nag-viral na post na ganon, pwede niyang tawagan kaagad yung congressman involved o tapos ipopost po kaagad. Pwede pong makita ng publiko na fake news pala yung nakita ko. Kasi sa ngayon po talagang wala pong pwedeng pagsumbungan, walang pwedeng mag-clarify, walang page na nagka-clarify pag meron pong mga nagba-viral na mga fake news po na ganyan. Kaya hopefully po ay yun po yung mga isang paraan para po ma-minimize. Kaya po matapang yung pong mga nagkakalat ng fake news sa ngayon kasi po wala pong nagbabantay sa kanila. Masyadong matrabaho naman po kapag magsasampa pa ng kaso sa NBI o sa kapulisan, sa cybercrime. Minsan po hindi na po umaabot sa ganun at masyado pong matrabaho para po sa ordinaryong citizen para mag-file pa sila ng mga kasong ganun. Pero kung meron pong ahensya o merong opisina na tinitignan, ito, fake news to sino bang gumawa nito? Sino bang gumawa ng page na to? Kung paulit-ulit na gumagawa sila ng mga page na puro mga kasinungalingan yung nilalabas, tsaka po ipapasa na sa proper authorities o sa cybercrime para po magawa ng aksyon o masampahan po ng kaso. So, thank you very much po.
Thank you. And we will have for the last vlogger, Commodore Tariela.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm not a blogger though. I'm the spokesperson of the Philippine Coast Guard when it comes to the West Philippine Sea. To the esteemed chairpersons and the distinguished members of this tri-committee, my co-workers in the government, and my fellow countrymen, isang magandang tanghali po sa inyong lahat. I was honestly pleased to learn about the House of Representatives' decision to hold a public hearing addressing fake news, disinformation, and misinformation on social media. I believe this presents an opportunity for us to finally establish legislation that holds trolls, influencers, and bloggers accountable for their online content. It is important to note that one of the greatest challenges facing the Philippine government in the West Philippine Sea, aside from China's bullying, unlawful activities, and aggressive actions, is combating the spread of fake news and disinformation that obscures the true narrative of events in the West Philippine Sea, leading to confusion and division among our people. Lang, sir. When President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. took office in 2022 and declared that he would not surrender an inch of our territory to any foreign power, many questioned the meaning behind his words, especially since the previous administration claimed that all was peaceful and under control in the West Philippine Sea. This misconception stemmed from the belief that the prior administration had effectively managed the situation in the West Philippine Sea. Between 2016 and 2022, only 3 incidents were reported to the media. The first one is in 2019 when Filipino fishermen from Mindoro reported that their boat, FB Jimber, was rammed by the Chinese maritime militia in Recto Bank. The second incident was in 2021 when the AAP chartered resupply boat was hit by water cannon. And the last one on that same year when over 210 Chinese maritime militia were reported by the Philippine Coast Guard swarming near Julian Felipe Reef. The limited reporting of these incidents combined with the narrative that the former president's diplomatic effort had successfully convinced Xi Jinping to allow our fishermen to operate freely contributed to the false sense of security among the Filipino people regarding the West Philippine Sea. Therefore, for President Marcos to deliver his commitment of not surrendering a square inch of our territory to any foreign power, he has to unite the Filipino people. And the only way that we can unite our highly polarized country is to awaken their sense of patriotism with the right information. This is the reason why the Transparency Initiative of the National Task Force West Philippine Sea was launched in 2023. And it has two main objectives. First, it aimed to raise awareness among the Filipino people about the realities in the West Philippine Sea, emphasizing why these issues matter, and outlining the legitimate basis of our position. It is important to highlight that President Marcos' commitment of not surrendering is a goal that may be challenging if Filipinos lack enough understanding of what we are fighting for. It is an open book that President Bongbong Marcos has inherited a nation where fake news and disinformation have dominated the discourse surrounding the West Philippine Sea issue. Secondly, the Philippines sought to expose Chinese aggression to help the global community to recognize that there exists a powerful nation in this region that disregards international law, jeopardizing peace and stability in this part of the globe. We wanted the world to understand that the Philippines' struggle in the West Philippine Sea is not merely about our maritime jurisdiction. It is a fight for everyone who supports a rules-based order and believes that international law serves as the equalizer for all nations, regardless of size. Fortunately, over the past 2 years, we have successfully achieved our objectives. Regarding the awareness of the Filipino people, a recent survey conducted by Okta Research revealed that 84% of Filipinos support the national government's efforts to defend and assert our maritime rights in the West Philippine Sea. Additionally, a Pulse Asia poll indicates that 7 out of 10 Filipinos are unlikely to support pro-China candidates in the upcoming 2025 midterm election. However, as we have successfully countered fake news and established a strong factual narrative in cyberspace, we have seen a significant increase in pro-China trolls. This has only strengthened the resolve of the National Task Force West Philippine Sea to be more transparent in exposing China's actions, as no amount of falsehood can prevail against the truth. Despite our efforts, social media platforms, as reported by the DICT in the last committee hearing, have become the primary